Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today in the No Hope Estate, we're going to be going into the runes. It's a long dungeon, so this might be a little bit of a doozy considering all of our rules, the fact that there's no healing in battle, there's no stress healing in battle, and there is no stunning. This is a little bit of a recipe for disaster. However, we have gotten through a few longs before, however they have been a little rough in the past. So we'll see what we can do here. The trinket was a little hard to pass up, the fact that the Aesthete gets plus 20% blight chance and 100% crit multiplier. So we'll see what we can do here. I'm really hoping to get it, and just maybe crumble some skeletons. Now that the runes is a little less dangerous with the bleeding angels not showing up in Apprentice like they're supposed to. So, that being said, let's go over the group. We're going to have Big B the Abomination. They're going to be mainly using, this is probably going to be to my detriment, but they're mainly going to be using Beast form. So that's Rage or Rake, and we're going to be having the Ancestor's Letter Opener, so plus accuracy on melee skills, and bleed on melee hit, which probably won't be a thing because we're in the runes, and then the Poison Skull, so plus crit and plus damage on anything that's blighted, and on attack hit, they will blight 1 for 3 rounds. We have Michael, I think it's Michael, but just spelled a little differently. The Aesthete, L Light, lowering anything's accuracy, Valora, blighting, high crit versus anything that's marked if we decided to mark, and transferring blight and mark from self to target. We have Protector of Beauty, guarding, giving him a riposte and clearing stun, and falling light, doing a huge AoE and upping the torch. We have Maciac's Head, giving him plus debuff chance, and on attack hit, minus debuffing the target to have a minus dodge while they are blighted, which he will be blighting a lot, and the Blight Amulet, upping the blight amount he does. So Valora will be doing roughly a 3 for 3 blight. The one downside to this is he has the Observed quirk, so we might be running into the Beholders that I really don't like fighting, especially on this estate. Next we have Baliol, our new Uncrowned. He's mainly going to be focusing on Poison Knife and Fan of Knives, but we'll see what happens again. He's going to have Sanzil's Altered Mixture, just to up the blight amount per combo point he has on a ranged attack hit, which is Poison Knife or Fan of Knives. All other enemies will get a blight 2 for 3 rounds, so at max combo point that's a 4 for 3 rounds. Then we have the Bloodlust Brooch, so he can get combo points very quickly and have plus accuracy. And finally, to finish things off, we have Belcott, the Estranged. So they're mainly going to be doing damage versus Blight, with Pierce Earth doing AoE to the back 2 rows, doing a pull by 2. This is a cooldown by 2. If they're not doing that, they have Twisting Arrows. This can hit any row, debuffing the target from minus 2 speed and 12 dodge. For their trinkets, we have the Weighted Chain, so this is plus 15% damage. However, because they have such a low dodge at rank 1, this means they have no dodge. We then have the Blightling Respirator, so this gives them plus 15 accuracy and 20% damage versus anything that is blighted, and on hit versus anything that is blighted, they will receive minus 7% stress received. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can get through this. The Dwemer Lake is in here, so that is the biggest detriment that may happen other than just death by a million cuts, I'm thinking. And let's go. Once again, taking all the food I can get my hands on because that is how we are going to be healing. There are ways we can get blighted in here. Also a few curios, so we will be taking anti-venom and bandages, a few medicinal herbs, of course, torches, and then holy water just to interact with a few things. Not leaving me much space.
But none so contemptible.
Oh, hell. Well, we're fighting the Fanatic today and then probably losing a few people and getting out of here. As the sacrificial pyre is damaged, the Fanatic's zealous rage increases.
This man is an animal.
Let's see how we do.
You are not alone in this place. The Fanatic is on the prowl.
Maybe we don't run into him. Best case scenario, right? Alright, let's open up with Ambush. Let's take out the Levy first because they can bleed us.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Why did they take that extra damage? I'm not sure. Whatever. Just so I don't do extra stress to everyone, we're gonna blight.
As the fiend falls,
And that still takes out the Levy, blighting the Missionary. Pierce Earth, bringing the Mendicant Friar forward. And then it's only a blight for 2, or I can hit for 7 and lower accuracy. Let's lower the accuracy with a light.
The light, the promise of safety.
And then he does this instead, which is plus stun chance. So we're going to do Poison Knife. Should blight the rest of them.
press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Let's see. Twisting Arrows should... I got a plan. Twisting Arrows on Cleric Erant. If I do Beast Bile, instead of changing form here, we'll still blight the Cleric Errant, doing enough damage to the Missionary, I'm hoping, where Missionary goes down. We have 8 blight on the Cleric Errant. So let's lower his... Oh, we can't lower his accuracy, so yes, we can. Lowering Cleric Errant's accuracy, so maybe he doesn't hit us.
Slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And then he goes down next turn. He still hit us, marking us. See what the Friar does here. Not too bad on damage. And then we can do Fan of Knives, finishing them off.
Feel the onslaught. Destroy them
Okay.
all.
That's 7 damage. We're only healing by 1. Well, we'll take it for now. Default party order. Leaving the bookcase. In the room we go. Hey, Coven guys. Well, all we can do is transform. Raven form, I love it. And we'll hope to take out a rogue. We did not take out a rogue. But bleed and blight, so it's taking 2 damage. Pierce Earth, doing damage to the back rows. Not the worst that could have happened. Ambush, let's get the Naturopath before he heals anyone.
Their formation is broken. Maintain.
And then... yeah, let's get the Naturopath before he cures anything. Big Iron may hurt. Just a little bit. But then I can Rage, hitting one of the rogues, taking it out. I can then focus everything I can on the Invigilator because the other rogue goes down on its turn. So Poison Knife on him.
The blood. Quick.
Poison for 3. Twisting Arrows. Forward he comes, so I can hit him with other things. He does have a riposte, but... what is our speed? Bigsby can hit him down, so we'll pass. Rage. And then we win. Fan of Knives, just cause we can. And then take it all.
Victory. But a
Full party
victory
order.
nonetheless.
you can... Oh, do I not have keys? Yeah, it's not too big of an issue. Open this just because. We will
To be spent.
use this food, take the 6 busts, and move on along.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We
Off to the
require
left.
the strength to follow it.
We are craving, and I forgot blood. So we do need to find that, hopefully.
If only treasure
see if we
could
do.
staunch the flow of other worlds.
Gonna take the onyx or the money. That's gonna be a thing for stress.
In radiance, may we find victory.
Ah, hell. The visage. Really don't like those things. Okay. Transform. Rage, hopefully taking out... Ooh, I have a stupid idea. Let's go for Bone Soldier. One down.
Abomination cleansed from our lands.
Pierce Earth, waking up the Terrorfang, hitting the Visage. Terrorfang should wake up. Ambush, taking out Terrorfang if possible. There we go. I'm not sure what happens if the Visage is the only thing left. But it would be kind of funny. If all it could do is go, select someone to be stunned. Select someone to be stunned. Well, I have 3 other heroes to hit you with. We can ever scratch the Bone Soldier. Actually, Fan of Knives takes it out. And then we still hit the Visage, which is now blighted. Raging it. Taking what we can.
Horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Food didn't stack. So a full food stack is going to the firewoods. That leaves me with 4 food checks plus whatever I need to heal with. There is a secret door right there. Oof. That means all this... Oh no, I don't have a key for it. Never mind. Food here. And we'll give you a food. Take the emerald. Leave that. Open this with the antivenom. Oh, I thought I could take some of this, but I have full stacks. Let's explore 90% of rooms. So we go left, down, right, down, left, down. Explore that, go back, right, up, down. Yeah, that works. So let's go get this curio quick. It might have blood. It could have had blood, which would have been integral. Going to the left. Oh, I've not actually fought the Wild Hunt. Cool. Okay, Boreal Valley is an AoE hit. I do ambush. Oh, they have 1 health bar, but different sections, kind of like the flesh. So this guy has blocks. Good to know. And protection. The hunt and back does not. So let's ambush him. They can also all be blighted. He tried to guard, so good thing we did that. Ooh. You know, if I just tried to blight, this would also lower the blight resistance, also getting rid of the block. Cool. That helps more for now than transforming, I think. Ooh, he gets a riposte. Well, this could get Interesting. Should I just pop my holy waters? Okay, he can bleed. Yeah, I'm not sure if the riposte can bleed as well. We are going to do Pierce Earth, hitting both of them. Okay, that can mark and... Nope, that just marks. Gotcha. If I do Valora, we can blight the guy who does AoE. But he has a better blight resistance, so let's do it on the Ritmeister? My German is horrible. I did not take German, even though I am German. Now his dodge is less. I'm very tempted to keep using Beast Bile here. But if I did Rage, I would do a lot more damage to them. I thought. Well, I have a 17% crit on this one. 11 crit on this, the archer. But I don't get riposted. So let's hit him, and then we'll simply just put the blood. We put a bleed on a ghost. Interesting. Getting rid of the bleed. We're gonna poison knife, hitting the Ritmaster. Then this blights the rest of them.
Inspiration.
Interesting that the health bar disappears. Twisting arrows, hitting the one without any protection. Oh shoot, if I have to fight them and then the Fanatic, this is gonna be rough. Do I want to Valora and lower accuracy? 2 to 5. Or, I mean, realistically, it's not much more damage either way. So let's lower the accuracy, just upping my survivability rate. Oh, that is so cool. I love that attack. I'm pretty sure I know who did the art. I want to look this up here really quick. I just don't want to, you know, mess it up and then speak out of my ass and get it wrong. Yeah, Jello did this. Jello, I love those hounds so much. You did such a good job on this. I know I usually fanboy over your art, but holy hell, those hounds looked cool. I mean, not to say that the Wild Hunt themselves don't look cool, but I loved those hounds. If we hit the archer here, I might take them out, and then we win. So I'm going to get rid of the bleed. Rage. They blade out. I loved this fight so much. I looked for so long on my last estate to try to fight this thing. Also, just screenshot for now. I have to do the stabby stab. I have to do it. I feel complete. I wanted to do that fight for so long. I feel complete. That is like one of 2 fights I didn't get to do in the last estate. And some of you know I tried and tried and tried and tried. And then I set up a side estate that I tried for like 30 weeks or plus and he didn't spawn. I feel complete. Death Hound Skull, very rare, plus 20% damage, ignores stealth, bypasses guard, suffer 15% of damage dealt on being hit, self break guard, on being hit, debuff self can't be guarded. I love this trinket. I don't think we can use it on this estate, simply for the fact of suffer 15% of the damage dealt. Can you imagine what would happen if I use that? Someone crits for 50. Someone crits for 50. They're gonna take like 8 damage. I think that's the math on that.
The match is
also the trapezohedron
a
here.
blazing star is born.
This many item decisions this early on is not cool. We'll get rid of the onyxes for that. Oh man. Now I can't run into the Fanatic. Like, I'm gonna camp after this fight here. I am gonna heal up a tad. But I'm not gonna find too much food here in the ruins. So this is gonna be rough. We're gonna do Pierce Earth. I really want this Observer down. I cannot get another person with Observed. I Beast Bile, I do enough damage, I blight the Bone Defender, I don't stress people out more. Michael can take out the Torturer, so let's just go for the Bone Spectre. Valora, it's down. Just Spectre and Defender left. Then Beast Bile them again. Because now that's 8 Blight and 4. And I can do Twisting Arrow to hit the Spectre, bringing her down. Just the Defender left, who's very slow. And if I did Eviscerate, he's down. I don't even need to Blight. Okay. So taking what we can, I'm going to Firewood, I'm going to Feast for the health and the stress, I'm going to take the busts, I'm going to leave everything else. Ooh, I have Banquet for the Eyes, I forgot about this. Detect traps, prevent nighttime ambush. Feast for the Eyes, get some, or Banquet for the Eyes, get some food. Increase healing done from food. Heal up a tad. Encourage for stress, because that's going to become a thing. Then we'll do Acute Sight. And leave it at that.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
Moving on.
Made clear.
Uh-oh. Well, we can get rid of that Blight. Torching up. And in this room, leaving the books. I see the trap. How good are we at disarming? Everyone gets the trap disarm chance, so we're going to have Belcott disarm this. Just for the stress down. Alright. Once again, the Observer needs to go first. But I think I can get that between Michael and Belcott, so let's go for animated armor here with Baliol. And maybe with the Abomination here. We blight it. We also get the Bone Torturer. Blighted for 4, blighted for 4. And she doesn't go. Okay, cool. Well, what I can do this turn is take out the animated armor with Blight. The next turn, everyone is on Observer before it gets me the quirk. And we'll be fine. Owie.
A death by inches.
Hit the Observer. This blights everyone else, including the stealth guy here. If I transform, I can hit the Bone Soldier. So we're going to do Rake. He's down. L Light. And that should be enough to take him out. Taking what we can, leaving the Citrine. Pumping this with Anti-Venom. Then we'll leave the deeds for now. Need to heal for a bit. Going down. Leaving him in the bag. We get 100 gold, leaving that. Torch up. No scout. Okay, well, I was heading to the left anyway. Get the torch. Torch is immediately going to go to the fog.
Even the cold stone seems bent.
And in we go, torch up. Well, that scout was quote unquote helpful. Dig through this. At least I know not to go up. Hunger check. 2 hunger checks left. 1 if I want to use that firewood. I like this room. I'm gonna go down, check the curio. I know this was gonna give me wasting. Map inside. That was worth coming down for. Okay. You gotta admit that. Hunger check again. Okay, so changing the trajectory a bit here. Just because I'm going to do less battles, we're just going to go straight to the right and all the way up. If I can find blood, that would be great, but we don't necessarily need it to complete this. Okay, I might actually get blood from these guys. Let's lower the blight resistance if I can. It resisted that, lovely. Getting rid of the sycophant.
Destroyed.
Lowering the accuracy on the sycophant. Lovely. Lower dodge on sycophant.
Ringing ears.
Still have an anti-venom. We're good.
And approaches.
Anti-venom is going to go at the Estranged when it's her turn. Gonna just transform here. We're gonna take out the sycophant. I know damage probably would have been better at a supplicant, but I wanted that thing down. One of supplicants is going down. Stabby stab. Everscrape works well for that. Anti-venom so that she doesn't go down, and then twisting arrows, and then whatever the status can do. Probably L light. Well, we can blight it. If we hit for like 4 or 5, or we crit.
This expedition.
Yeah, that was supposed to transfer my blight and the mark to the target. Suppose it didn't because target died, but we did get the blood, which is the important thing here. We'll leave the workers' wages. This is just gold. And then I'm going to use the holy water to heal. Should also get some stress down. And then we can keep moving. So that puts us in a lot better of a spot. But not where we're like safe if the Fanatic attacks. We also don't have too much more food. Getting stressed down on the status. And then off we go. More bloodsuckers. Just gonna transform here, instantly rage into one of the supplicants. 2 health left. They bleed and blight out. Pierce earth. Getting rid of Sycophant. Let's get rid of Supplicant. If I blight him, he goes down. We did not.
Great is the weapon that comes.
And then 2 left, one that's almost down. We rake. That's 1. Damage on the other with bleed and blight. And then Eviscerate.
Obliterated.
Take what we can, which I'm not sure is going to be much. We can torch, take the portrait. And holy water here. This gets us an extra space, plus whatever loot, including holy water back. Not going to take the gold.
Paid for in blood.
Alright, here goes nothing. Come on. Torch.
Laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Battle. Bunch of bones. Yeah, we'll transform. It's only 2 to 5. If I hit rage, I realistically do a lot more, so I was hoping to do at least a blight there. Aw, that was a lower hit. Alright, twisting arrow. I wanted to do pierce earth because I wanted to bring the arbalist forward. Observed had changed, and then now I think it just changed back. We will either take care of the animated armor, which I can probably take care of next turn, or I can take care of the bone soldier. Bone soldier will do more damage this turn. Alright. Twisting arrows gets rid of animated armor. It's not guarded anymore. We can rage into the animated armor. A little bit of a repose there, but we also blighted it. Let's... I think we can finish it off with the Aesthete. So let's Poison Knife on the Bone Arbalest, because that adds poison to the animated armor there. So that's 5 out of 8. Then we Valora it. It goes down to Blight. Just the Arbalest left. Which... transform? Oh. That was not supposed to be a thing. Thought I had removed that part. Notes for self. Okay. E-Spile. Actually, there's a very easy way to check if I had removed that. Where is Abomination? Because this was one of the first things I had done. Okay. Transform. Level 0. Type range is valid. Crit true. Human effects. Stress party. Transform. Beast effects. Switch mode. Oh, there it is. Look at that. I did not remove human stress heal party 1. Well, there it is, folks. I genuinely don't blame myself because I go cross-eyed looking at all this code. This isn't my specialty. But this will be removed for the next episode going forward because I caught it. And if anyone is looking to do something like this, that is what you need to remove the stress heal from going back to human mode. I just genuinely didn't catch it until now because that just flies past me sometimes.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
So realistically, if I camp, I have 2 food. I can go do the battle to the Curio. I think this is the last room I need to do. So let's do that.
Huddled together.
Half food so I don't get healing. I don't get stressed out, but we don't get bonuses either. We're going to prevent nighttime ambush. Going to feast for the eyes to see if I can get any food to heal with. So that is a food check at least. And then acute sight for the accuracy of the crit. And we will encourage to get rid of some stress again. Moving up. This will probably be the last battle I do. I will have to rely on beast mode to get them. So if I rake, I bleed and blight. Pierce Earth to hit the Fusilier and the Bloodletter, doing a little bit of damage to both. Ambush hitting the Treasurer. He's down, we'll see if we get his hat. And then Valora hitting the Fusilier down, just Bloodletter, who is bled and blighted for later. Rage, he is down. Ooh, the bent blade. So, taking what we can, some money. It's the debuff. Speed for 3 rounds. Pierce Earth is disabled. Okay, getting rid of the medicinal herbs. I may need the shovels to go up to this room right here. So let's get rid of the jade for the money, because that's going to be worth a little bit more. And then let's get rid of the bandage for the Shotel. And then before I lose the bandages, we're going to heal the bleeding. I don't have Nerub installed, so that's not anything either. And I do need to go up one more level here. So if this is not the Fanatic in this battle, and I don't get a hunger check... Oh, I do need to go to this room. And this is not a hunger check. I will try to go and fight him. Okay, this is the Collector, and I'm not in too bad of a shape. I'll try to find him, but I only have one hunger check to go find him. We'll see how bad of a shape I am in, all that jazz. But I make absolutely no promises. Yeah, we'll transform. I want to get the Highwayman down. So he's bled and blighted. Gonna Valora. Let's blight the Collector. Now let's get the Highwayman down. Oh, really? Then ambushing the Collector so he can't be guarded. That's a miss. That's really bad of a start. Okay. So Rage hitting Highwayman. He's down. Collector comes forward. He is now guarded because we missed with the can't be guarded thing. However, we can still poison. Just not as much as I... Actually, it's more than I normally would have. Twisting arrows. Let's hit the Man-at-Arms down then. That may be a stun. I forget. Highwayman incoming. Yeah, Valora on Man-at-Arms there, just because blighting him down. By Rake, we hit Man-at-Arms down, also damaging on Highway. Not horrible so far, but we'll see where we get. Poison Knife, just keep on going. Man-at-Arms goes down anyway, so we'll blight the Vestal, blighting everyone else while we're at it. Twisting arrows, just so the Highwayman doesn't obliterate us. And then blighting the Collector. So he has a 9 blight. He's all alone. I can wreck him. So all out on him. 10 and 1 by Eviscrate. 12 blight. He's down. Trapezohedron. Take that over a shovel. Into the room. Technically, this is where I think I have it complete. I can try to go back to one of these fights, but like I said, I only have one food check. So if I get that food check proc, and I'm not near one of these fights, I'm just gonna call it. Where's the trap? Here it is. A little bit of stress down. There's hunger check. I don't feel comfortable just because that would damage the people. I don't know how many hunger checks it would be, and I'm very close to afflicting. So I would try to fight the Fanatic, but I'm not sure how close I would get, and that would just put me in a worse spot to fight the Fanatic. So he's probably in one of those 3 squares there. I suppose we can give it like 1 hunger check worth, but that's going to be like 15% of everyone's health, which is not going to be great. And then he would take someone afterward that I would have to... Yeah, it's not a great opportunity. Like, if... That gamble's not going to be worth it. So, we'll just call it here. I don't think... if I have a hunger check on the way to them, it's not going to be good. I'm going to lose people. I'm not going to take that gamble when I'm trying to level these people up. So, got the Wild Hunt. I feel really good about that, considering, like, that was something I didn't get on the 3.5 estate. That was a fight I had a lot of fun with. I'm happy.
The great ruins belong to us.
We also got the Senator's Sigil, which is plus Blight Chance and Valor, has a 100% plus crit multiplier. We got 18,600 gold out of that, and a bunch of heirlooms. Cool trinket that I may not get to use too often, if at all, on this estate, just because of how risky it is. However, there are a few situations I may use it, I'm not sure. And I'll be sure to fix the Abomination for the next time we use her. Abomination also got Irrepressible, so plus Virtue Chance, and Wield Scrounger on Belcott there, so plus 5% Scouting Chance in the Wield.
We dug for months, years.
Ooh, I wonder if this would... I doubt it, but I wonder if the tonic would cure the Crimson Curse. We have the shards to test it out. It cures the Crimson Curse. By accident, an enterprising charlatan brewed an actual potent draught made from dust harvested from the comet. It can work wonders for a price. It worked wonders. I have no Crimson Curses. So, let's get rid of some bad, really bad quirks here, and then we can throw people in stress relief and call it good, because holy cow, that was a game changer. I can focus on what I want now. Cool. So we're gonna throw people in stress relief, even Baliol there. And go from there. The normal Necromancer is also available, so for sure have all of the apprentice bosses in the runes. I'm gonna continue just looking for good trinkets, because honestly that's what the whole reason I went into the runes there. And we'll go from there. So I'm probably going to be going back into the courtyard, leveling that up. I'm not entirely sure, because I'm not seeing anything I really want trinket-wise, but the goal is still to get all of the heroes to level 3. Which is the veteran levels. And we can go from there, but that was a huge game changer, getting that all Crimson Curses cured at the end there because of all diseases being cured. I am very surprised that procced. I'm very happy that just procced. That changes a lot for me. So we'll pick up from here next time. Like I said, probably going into the courtyard, just leveling people up. I see a trinket that I don't plan on using often, but it could be handy. So we'll see what I can do and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.